In this town we call home, everyone hail to the pumpkin song. Yeah. Hello, my gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful queen bees. It is your girl Amanda, the Buzz Artist. Welcome back to my channel, a place where you can let loose and just have fun with your acrylic paint. So we did an early kickoff of the fall season painting our sunflowers. This week, I'm going to show you guys how to make these really cool, like retro, cartoony looking pumpkins. Kind of a different style from what we usually do on this channel, so figured why not? Let's experiment, have fun, and try it out. So grab your brushes and grab your supplies, queen bees, because I'm going to show you how to paint some pumpkins. And right before we get into the tutorial, if you guys have any ideas or suggestions on any tutorials that are fall or Halloween related that you would like for me to do and put on this channel, comment below and let me know. I'm always looking for new ideas. Okay, back to the show. Alright, queen bees, so we're going to start with some canvas paper, which I taped to a piece of sturdy cardboard, as well as 3 colors, white, yellow, and red. And we're also going to be using a number 10 filbert brush, as well as a Sharpie. We're keeping it real simple this week. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my number 10 filbert, and I'm going to dip him in our water. Now, the pumpkins that I'm trying to go for have this transparent wash on them. A wash just means that there's just a lot of water that's diluting the paint, so you get to see through it and it becomes kind of transparent on the paper. So I'm going to start off by, let's just make an orange color. So I'm going to take some red. I'm going to take yellow. And I'm going to keep adding, I always like to start with a little bit of red first and then add more and more yellow until I get the desired orange that I'm looking for. So the orange I'm kind of looking for is kind of like this bright orange, and then I'm going to take white and really tone the color down, mute it. So right now I got a lot of paint that's just gooped up here. The thing to do at this point in the game is I'm just going to try to wipe the excess amount of paint off my brush because I don't want too much. I'm going to dip my brush back in some water, and whatever paint I have on my brush, just like this, see how transparent it is? There's like just a lot of watery paint on it. I got my brush, it's nicely loaded, bristles have absorbed all of my paint. And the first pumpkin we're going to do is a very simple pumpkin, okay? So a pumpkin shape really is just like a blob. So with this first pumpkin, I'm just going to start by making like a C, and then I'm going to fill in the C, just like that. And I'm just going to make a blob, just like so. So notice pumpkins kind of have a dip on the top, like that. See how you see you just see that little dip right in the middle there with that pumpkin. So I'm just going to make sure I got that at least established. We got one pumpkin, congratulations. So next thing, and maybe, you know what, I'm going to flatten the bottom. I think I'm not feeling the divot on the bottom, but on the top I do. Next, I want to do another pumpkin. Now this time, this pumpkin's going to have some more of the rinds showing, and I think this is what's going to be a really cool feature of our pumpkin. So I'm just going to, again, take my brush, dip it in some water. I want to always make sure I got a lot of water on my brush when I'm doing this. And I'm going to move on to another tiny section of our pumpkin area. Let's see, maybe like up here somewhere. I'm going to turn my filbert brush kind of on its side a little bit here. And I'm just very gently going to make a very open C shape. Just like that. Right? Pretty easy, pretty simple. Now, this represents the bottom and the top part of our pumpkin, and it's going to represent one rind of our pumpkin, right? And so what I'm going to do next is where this rind kind of ended on top here, I'm going to make another rind, and I'm going to make sure I have some space in between the first rind and the second one. Okay, so it looks like there's just 2 C's next to each other. Alright, pretty simple. You with me so far? It's not that bad. Now next, with the third rind, I'm going to actually turn my brush to its side because I want this rind to be a lot thicker. So I'm just going to do that, and again, I'm going to leave a little white space between the last rind I did and the newest one that I'm putting down, okay? So just like that. Okay, next, because this is a head-on perspective of a pumpkin, the rinds start to kind of turn the other direction. So I'm going to leave some space again, and I'm going to make another rind, just like kind of in the middle here. And it's going to be more straight up, not really curving as much. Alright, and then I'm going to repeat the same on the other side. Again, leaving a little bit of white space in between the rinds. So I want to just clear out that white space just like so. I do another rind again, leaving some white space. So you can play around with this. You can always, you know, use more of the side of your brush, like how I was doing it, or you can use more of the tip, just to play with different style of brush lengths. Okay, and then lastly, I'm just going to do one more rind. This one doesn't really go all the way, but it's just to illustrate that this is part of the big pumpkin area. Okay, and I'm just going to connect it just like so. And that's pretty much that. My paint is still a little wet, and you can always just dip a little bit more water on the top parts here. I want to go back in now and add a little bit of red on the top here and let the colors kind of sink. So I'm making sure that there's plenty of water that I just tapped onto the top here. And I'm going to dip it in I'm going to dip my brush in just a little bit of red. I don't want too much. And what I'm going to do next, just tap the color on top. Okay. Now, because the water is still really wet, this should help carry the color and blend it. And now I'm feathering my brush here just to help the color blend along with the paint underneath because it's still wet. And when we deal with acrylic, wet acrylic is always the best blending kind of acrylic. So I'm just going to rinse my brush, go back in with the orange we were doing before, and I'm going to go over it with the red, okay? And this will help, again, with color blending and just making it look more like a blended pumpkin than anything else. Okay. Okay, cool. And we can always go back in a little later if we want with our detail round brush to kind of help with the rinds in the middle. But I'm just going to keep on going and move on and make more little pumpkins. Now, some pumpkins kind of just have the blobby effect, so they just really look like little circles. I'm making sure again that there's some sort of divot in the middle here, and maybe like another one here somewhere. And I am also trying to play around with the colors of the pumpkins too. So you'll notice that some pumpkins are a bit more yellow, and other pumpkins are a bit more red. Other pumpkins look more orangey than you know, yellowy red, and that's cool. That's totally just playing with the amount of yellow or red you're adding into your colors. That's really it. There's really nothing more scientific than that. Okay, finally I want to do the biggest pumpkin that's like going to be right around here somewhere. So I'm going to start off with one of the bigger rinds. So I'm just gonna. One of the bigger rinds are kind of like more orangey than the rest of the rinds, and this time around it's gonna look like a glorified oval, I guess. So we got a nice oval shape just like so. Next, I'm gonna do the rind that's on this side here, and this one is a lot more orangey, so I'm just, a lot more yellow. So I'm just gonna go in with my yellow really on this part. I'm not gonna rinse my brush or anything like that. I just wanted to go in straight up yellow. One's got a little bit of an angle to it, dips a little to the side, just like so. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add a shot of orange. Okay, and this one's got the most angulature to it. Angulature? I think we'd invented a new word, people. Angulature. And then lastly, I wanna do another rind that's on this side. This one though is a bit more red in tone. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more red to my orange. We're just gonna go ahead and add in more rind on this side here. And you know, I'm feeling another pumpkin right over here because why not, right? Now I'm going to wait for this part to dry because once it's dry, we're going to go in with some Sharpie and add in our fine details. I figured while we were waiting, I can always just go ahead and fix up a little bit of my rind edges with some white. I'm using my detail round brush for this part. Okay, we're gonna go pull out the Sharpie and have some fun. I'm going to start by doing some stems. So I'm gonna go to, let me see, which pumpkin do I want to start with? Let's start out with this little guy right here. I'm gonna take my Sharpie. I'm gonna start at the tip where there's that little dip in our pumpkin. And I'm gonna go ahead and go and make a little stem. Just like that. Ugh. Third black marker that I went through. I should write a book that just says, all my Sharpies are dead. I'm sure a lot of people would relate to it. Back to the pumpkins though. My focus here is just to make some pretty gnarly looking pumpkin tops, right? So that's the thing about pumpkins. They're not very fragile things. They got some pretty janky little top stems. Now here's something really, really cool that I'm excited to do. This pumpkin here, the one that's like kind of smudgy, I want to go and actually draw in the rinds using black, and we're gonna do it in a very like kindergarten way, I guess is the best way I can describe it, with just squigglies. You can watch. How cool does that look? And then I'm gonna complete it with just a little touch right there. It's messy, but I don't know, it's just like, it's really just neat. And I'm just gonna add in some more circles, because why not? And I'm gonna do another pumpkin over here. I'm gonna start with the first one, the first rind being the most foremost one. It's just gonna look like that. And I'm gonna start it off with the second rind, kind of like that. So all the rinds just kind of like, just all kind of emanate from the same center. Okay. Awesome. Then just there's a little pumpkin stem like that. And this has kind of got the Nightmare Before Christmas gnarly vibe to it, with the, you know, the twists and the little turns, and you know, don't be afraid to just get a little weird with this, right? I'm gonna make another pumpkin, same one like we did here, but this time it's gonna be kind of like the squiggly lines like we did before with the previous pumpkin here. It's kind of like that, actually. That's so cool. It's a little stem like so. Eee! So cute, right? All right, and then I'm gonna finish off with this pumpkin over here. He's gonna have a bigger stem than the rest. So we got a big stem just coming out like so. Just like so. So now I'm gonna just draw in some little black, kind of like a little cup almost here. Maybe another one just down here. Because then I'm going to do some like little vines that are coming out of it. So let you go like that. Just like so. Not like that. And you can be so creative with this part. You can just have a lot of fun. Just like that. Oh, how cute. Cute, cute, cute. My queen bees, how much fun was this? I can see this being something you would do on top of like a card. You would write like a quote on the sides or on the bottom and frame it and hang it up. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please be sure to give this video a like and to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button, you know what to do, so you can see more fun tutorials, art challenges, pop art, and zany, fun, upcycled art from me to you in the future. And like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you guys have any ideas of any fall, harvest, Halloween related tutorials that you would like for me to do, please comment below and let me know. I'm always looking for suggestions. Alright everybody, well, remember, love yourself and always have fun with your acrylic paint. See you all next week. Bye!